It's not even Christmas and I'm already looking forward to 2023. Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie and today we are talking about some anticipated thrillers that are coming out in 2023 first quarter, and I thought it would be really fun if we kind of talked about the 10 books that I want to talk about while also drinking some alcohol. So go ahead and grab you a can and let's just talk about these anticipated thrillers. So I have my little list right here, and I also have my computer off to the side, so if you see me looking over here, I'm going to be reading the synopsises or the basic general idea of the story to you, so just bear with me. So I actually have 10 books that are actually coming out the first quarter, which is January, February, and March of next year, which I'm really excited to read those. But I thought it'd be really fun to kind of hold myself a little bit accountable, because I think for quarter two, I want to give you guys an update on, did I read these books? What did I think of these books? Am I still excited if I didn't get to those books? So I thought for quarter two, it'd be fun to have a small update of quarter one's books and then also talk about the next 10 books for quarter two. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So it's kind of a weird breakdown. I have 6 books that all come out in January, 2 in February, and 2 in March. So I'm sure there will be more books added to my unofficial list, but a lot of these books come out in January, which I'm super excited. Also, I can't remember if I mentioned this in the beginning, but these are all mystery thrillers, no romances. That's on a whole other list. Okay, so the first book I want to talk about is actually my Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick for the month of January, which I will have Lena and the author Lucinda Berry here on my channel. I do have my Discord link down below in the description box where you can check out, chat with everyone in the chat, and also buy some merch, get some information on the book club. So, but for the first month of Sleep When I'm Dead book club, we're actually going to be doing Off the Deep End by Lucinda Berry with the author herself, which I'm so excited about. If you didn't know, I love Lucinda Berry. She's one of my favorite authors. I feel like I've had a lot of people read her because of me, you know, whatever. But she has her newest book coming out, which is Off the Deep End. This is our book club pick for January, like I said, which I believe is the 23rd of January. This book gets published on the 10th, so I did want to mention you can read this on Kindle Unlimited, but definitely get your hands on it as soon as possible because I cannot wait to talk about this book. This one says, therapist turned stay-at-home mom Jules' heart idyllic suburban life shatters when her car crashes into an icy lake. Her son and another teenage boy plunge into the water with her, but Jules can only manage to save one, the wrong one. Reeling from the death of her son, Jules spirals into a violent and unstable mental state. 10 months after the accident, she's still trying to reckon with the fact that she rescued Isaac Greer, another woman's child. But Isaac suddenly vanishes. So I think it's a mystery of like what happened to the other kid, and I don't know. I'm super stoked for this one. So again, January 10th, make sure you get your copy and join the Discord. The next book I want to talk about is actually from the same author that I went from December 2021 into January 2022. And I really enjoyed this book. I think I gave it 4 stars. So it's her second book, which is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Wilmingham. And if you have book of the month, you can clearly get this now. So it's not that crazy. But if you are waiting for the traditional publishing, it comes out on December 10th, 2023. This one says, 1 year ago, Isabel Drake's life changed forever. Her toddler son Mason was taken out of his crib in the middle of the night while she and her husband were asleep in the next room. With little evidence and few leads for the police to chase, the case went cold. However, Isabel cannot rest until Mason is returned to her, literally. Except for the occasional catnap or a small blackout where she loses track of time, she hasn't slept in a year. I like the whole insomnia, missing child aspect. That's all I really kind of want to go into this one, and I think this is actually going to be my next read, to be honest. So I'm really excited to pick this one up, and hopefully this one is just as good. All right, the next one I want to talk about is Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica, and I actually read quite a bit of her backlist, and I read her most recent release before this one and really enjoy her writing style. And I think if you haven't picked up anything by this author, you're kind of missing out. So definitely go check that out. This one is Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. This also gets released on January 10th, so a lot of books are coming out that day. This one says 2 couples, 2 close friends, 1 missing husband. We love that trope. Jake Hayes is missing, this much is certain. At first, his wife Nina thinks he is blowing off steam at a friend's house after their heated fight that one night before. But then a day goes by, 2 days, 5, and Jake is still nowhere to be found. Lily Scott, Nina's friend and co-worker, thinks she may have been the last to see Jake before he went missing. After Lily confesses everything to her husband, Christian, the two decide no one can find out what happened leading to Jake's disappearance, especially not Nina. But Nina is out there looking for her husband, and she won't stop until the truth is discovered. Yes, please. Okay, this one I'm really excited about because in my Discord for Sleep When I'm Dead, I actually had one of my followers put this in the recommendations or upcoming releases channel in my Discord. This one is called You Must Remember This by Kate Rosenfield, and this one has me very intrigued. And I don't want to read the full synopsis, but I'll kind of give you like bits and pieces of it. But this is what it says: a Knives Out style of whodunit with a twist of Taylor Jenkins Reid. You Must Read This is a immersive gothic mystery with a long ago love affair, icy death, and a rich family gone bad. This is also the acclaimed author of No One Will Miss Her, which I have not heard of, but I'm probably going to look into that one as well. It also takes place on Christmas Eve, which is kind of interesting. I kind of wish this would have been released in December, but I don't know. The Knives Out whodunit with Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like, I need a drink on that one. That's just hard to process. All right, the next one I want to talk about is actually coming out on January 3rd, and it's Ghost 19 by Simone St. James. And I have read The Sundown Motel, The Broken Girls, and I have read The Book of Cold Cases. And honestly, her writing style has always been just okay for me. But I read The Book of Cold Cases this past year, and I really enjoyed that one. I think it's my favorite that I've read by her. I'm really excited to see if this is like an upward trend of her writing, and hopefully I will like it. This one, again, Ghost 19. A woman moves to a small town where she becomes obsessed with watching the lives of her neighbors while stuck in a house that refuses to let her leave in the first ever short story from the... Wait, this is a short story? What? While stuck in the house that refuses to let her leave in this first ever short story from the New York bestselling author, The Book of Cold Cases. Oh, I didn't realize this was a short story. Interesting. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, sounds like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a short story. It's very, very interesting. Let's see. I don't see like a page count either. Interesting on Goodreads. Interesting. I am very interested in this. It also, again, Ghost 19. I don't particularly like paranormal things in my thrillers and mysteries, but I feel like how Simone St. James does it does work, and I feel like the more I read from her, the more I like it. So not particularly the one thing I like about my mystery thrillers, but I am excited to read this one, and with it being a short story possibly, who knows? All right, and then the next one for January, this one comes out on January 3rd as well. This is also another Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick. It is The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. This one will actually be the book club pick for the month of March, which I'm really excited about, and we will be buddy reading that with Jordan from Sorry Book Solid, which is one of my really good friends here on BookTube. But yeah, I have read The Wife Upstairs by this author and loved it. And then I read the most recent one, which is Reckless Girls. And I originally gave that 4 stars, but then I kind of changed it to a 3-star. So I'm really excited to see what this one is about. Let's see. This one says, as kids, Emily and Jess were inseparable, but by their 30s, their bond had been strained by the demands of their adult lives. So when Jess suggests a girls trip to Italy, Emily jumps at the chance to reconnect with her best friend. Okay. We like a girls trip. That sounds great. So it sounds like they go to this resort. It has a complicated history. Emily begins to think that she may have been more to the story than that fateful summer of 1974, but perhaps this murder, ooh, is just a tale of sex, drugs, and rock and roll gone wrong. Interesting. I'm really curious about that. Inspired by Fleetwood Mac, the Manson murders, and the infamous summer Percy and Mary Shelley spent with Lord Byron at the Lake Geneva Castle, the birthplace of Frankenstein, the villa welcomes you into its deadly legacy. Interesting. I'm like even more excited than I was to begin with, so I'm really excited. So make sure you check out the Discord for that as well. All right, so let's move on to the 2 for the month of February. So the ones I have are The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. This comes out on February 21st, 2023, obviously. This one sounds really interesting. It says the plot meets Join Us with a psychological suspense debut about a young author at an exclusive writer's retreat that descends into a nightmare. Alex has almost given up on her dream for becoming a writer when she is invited to a month-long writing retreat by a famous horror author. When she arrives, she is told she must, along with all of the other attendees, must write a novel during the retreat, and the best novel will win a huge publishing deal. When strange things start happening and people start disappearing, Alex must save herself. Okay, sounds good. Sign me up. The next one that I want to talk about is It's One of Us by JT Ellison, and this actually comes out on February 28th. And this one sounds like a very different premise than I've heard of. It says Olivia Bender wants nothing more than to be a mother, but all of her attempts keep failing. Then the police come to deliver news to Olivia and her husband Park. Park's son is the prime suspect in a murder investigation. Park reveals that he donated sperm years ago and has no idea how many children he actually has. Now, Olivia must decide if she can hold Park accountable for fathering a murderer, especially since she has many secrets of her own. This is actually the author of another Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick. I think this was actually the first book club pick that we did, and I really enjoyed it for the most part. It had that Gone Girl trope, which is not my favorite, but I'm really excited to read this one, so hopefully you guys are as well. All right, the next one that I want to talk about actually comes out on March 1st, and this one I'm really excited about, but also really nervous because it's Lovely Girls by Margot Hunt. And the reason why I'm nervous about this, but yet also excited, is Margot Hunt wrote one of my favorite like domestic thrillers, which is For Better and Worse, which is so good. Highly recommend it. But I've read 2 other books by this author and they just were not what I was expecting. I think maybe I just put too much pressure on anything else besides For Better and Worse. So I haven't heard anything else released by this author, so I'm really excited to give her another chance. Basically, it says a mother and daughter try to start over an idyllic town only to get caught in cliches, mind games, and murder. After the sudden death of her husband, Kate Turner is looking for a fresh start for herself and her teenage daughter, Alex. They relocate to a beach town of Shoreham, Florida, where all is not as sunny as it seems. Although Kate makes fast friends with a trio of fellow moms, their daughters take an instant dislike to Alex, who attempts to document their bullying in a video diary. Kate brushes off Alex's concerns until she receives a series of chilling warnings about the clique of moms from other parents and neighbors. As it becomes harder for her to ignore the malice undercurrent she senses among new friends, Kate grows increasingly unsure of who to believe and who to trust. As a small town gossip weaves into a harboring web of jealousy, deceit, and betrayal, Kate and Alex discover that whether you're in or out, the status quo can turn onto you deadly fast. Sounds like a lot of drama, and I'm all for that, so I'll drink to that. All right, and then the last one actually comes out on March 7th of next year, and this is What Have We Done by Alex Finlay. I am a little apprehensive going into this one because I have read the other 2 books by this author and they were just okay for me. But one thing I've noticed about this author's work is that the premise of his stories, or her stories, I'm not 100% sure, they always sound super interesting and grab me, but I'm waiting for that execution to match the promise, if that makes sense. This one says, a stay-at-home mom with a past, a has-been rock star with a habit, a reality TV producer with a debt, 3 desperate lives, 1 deadly secret. 25 years ago, Gina, Donnie, and Nico were the best of friends, a bond forged as residents of Savior House, an abusive group home for the parentless teens. When the home was shut down and after the disappearance of several kids, the 3 were split up. Though the trauma of their childhood has never left them, each of them went on to live successful, if troubled lives. They haven't seen one another since they were teens, but now are reunited for a single haunting reason. Someone is trying to kill them. To save their lives, the group has to revisit the nightmares of their childhoods and to confront their past, a past that holds the secrets of why someone wants them dead. It's a reunion none of them had asked for or wanted, but it may be the only way to save their own lives. Sounds really good. I'm really excited. All right, guys, those are the top 10 books I'm really excited about for the first quarter, January, February, March of 2023. I am hoping to get to most of these books by the next update, which will be for quarter 2. So make sure you guys hold me accountable. So I'm really, really excited to read all of these books, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be making this video. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It really does show me your support for this channel, and I'm excited to see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a